everyone, Life Coach Carissa here. I am back with you today to talk about our mental health. All right, stay with me. I know this sounds like a really heavy topic, but I promise you it'll stay on the lighter side. Okay, so hang with me. I want to make the point that healthy mental health does not equal happy. And that's the title of today's video. I want to talk about this because I believe that we have this misguided thought in our mind that in order for us to have healthy mental health, it must equal happiness, right? Like I'm feeling good most of the time. And what I want to example to you today is that that is not the case. So the World Health Organization defines mental health as a state of mental well-being that enables people to cope with the stresses of life, realize their abilities, learn well, work well, and contribute to their community. Okay, so that's the definition of mental health. Pretty big, broad definition there. Okay, now other simplified definitions I found referred to mental health as a state of mind. So what's the definition of a state of mind? It's a person's mood and the effect that that mood has on the person's thinking and behavior. Okay, so what that reinforces is that our state of mind is constantly in flux because of our thoughts and behaviors. So anyone who has followed me before now knows that a big part of my life coaching practice is supporting individuals to become aware of their thinking, their belief systems, and how that impacts the actions that they take, which gives them the results that they see in their lives. You know, the statistics say that 1 in 5 US adults is going to have some sort of mental illness. The more alarming statistic, I thought, is that 1 in 20 US adults will have some sort of symptoms that make it hard for them to live their lives. Okay, so hard to live their life. What does that even mean? It means that life is happening and our mental health is in such a place that it can't support and navigate us through it. It doesn't mean that the negative side of this 50-50 life we live needs to get better. It means that we need to take steps to support our mental health and protect ourselves from going deeper and deeper into the negative abyss and becoming depressed and frozen and stuck. Ultimately, we will end up feeling like we have no options and we're unable to guide ourselves out of the darkness and despair and hopelessness that we may feel. I am a firm believer that if we can catch this earlier in the process, we can reduce the severity of mental health cases. What I mean is that we can learn new tools, practice them for how to recognize what is happening in our brains and understand that we have more strength and power to overcome and change it. We were built this way. We were designed this way, but it's been driving the car for us. We are sitting in the passenger seat of our brains, and we're trying to navigate this life that we have, and it's creating a lot of stress for us. So I'm going to use myself as an example. And I am not special because every day I am working with individuals who are experiencing positive change in their life by implementing these tools and by taking active, proactive steps at looking at their mental health closer. So I found myself at 47 years old, 25 pounds overweight. I was drinking every evening to make me happier and to take the edge off. I was not enjoying my career, my family, having a teenager at the time. I didn't like to be alone with myself and my thoughts. I was a pessimist, always looking for and thinking about what negative thing was going to happen next and how I could try to prevent it. I was feeling stuck, like I had no options. I would get a burst of self-preservation one week, and find myself crying and depressed the next. I was definitely feeling like a victim. I was focusing on scarcity and lack in my life instead of gratitude. And I was often angry, judgmental, and frustrated. It was impacting my career, my family life, my personal enjoyment of being on this earth. I felt as if I was a hamster in a wheel of life and I just wanted off so badly. And I would have these intrusive thoughts that I just wish I wasn't here anymore. Now, thankfully, I didn't stay with those thoughts long enough for them to get louder and stronger. And once I learned the life-changing tools that I now teach, everything changed for me. You mean life isn't supposed to be happy all the time? I thought this was the goal. That's what my social media feed is teaching me, and television is teaching me. You mean I don't have to listen to this inner critic and chatter inside my own head? You mean I have an inner wounded child from childhood trauma that I just, figured out how to cope, and now that's coming up in my adult life and my relationships now? Do you mean I can heal this? I mean, everything changed for me. Slow, steady progress made me feel lighter and lighter each and every day. Sometimes just having someone to listen to what my brain was offering me and challenge it and say, but what else could also be true here? What else? It was like a mind-blowing perspective that I wasn't able to give myself. I often think back to my former self and I wonder what might have happened if I hadn't learned about life coaching and tried it. I've mentioned before, I think therapists are great. I saw several of them throughout different times in my life, but I always felt stuck in what action I could take to stop this repeating sequence of events that I found myself in. And so for me, life coaching was something new that gave me an action plan. And it really worked well for me. But I think about what might have happened to me. I can promise you that I was just hanging on. And I would have surely been headed down a path of more serious mental health symptoms. I know it. So what I want to remind you of today is that healthy mental health does not equal happy. Each and every day, I experience a variety of feelings. I have learned to accept that each day I will face an assortment of emotions. This is my reality. When I argue with this reality, I bring in unnecessary suffering. All the interactions and circumstances in my life, and furthermore, even the things that happened so long ago in my life, are going to bring up a variety of emotions for me on a daily basis, guaranteed. And all of these emotions are okay. I have to remind myself of this over and over again. One minute, I'm worried about something with my kids. A horrible tragedy happened in my community, and I'm feeling sadness and grief overwhelmingly. I feel regret about the relationship with my father who passed away last year. I feel loved after a hug with my husband. I feel inspired by a colleague. I feel joy after a friend reached out to me to have dinner. I feel admiration after listening to a story my mom tells me about her life. I feel gratitude when I think about my child having a great day at school or a good experience on the sports field. I feel angry at the driver who is cursing and gesturing at another person because they think they're the one that's in the wrong and they're the bad driver. I could keep going on and on and on. This is our reality. A life filled with ups and downs, highs and lows, achievements and disappointments. One step forward, maybe two steps back. These things are not the issue. It is our ability to tap into tools that we can practice and know how to utilize them to pull ourselves out of a downward spiral. To not stay focused on every single thing that we don't like about our partner or our friend, and start working on cultivating love and compassion instead. To calm ourselves and love ourselves, even when we are at our worst. Healthy mental health is having a difficult experience and knowing how to practice self-care and love to guide ourselves through it. And sometimes that may mean seeking help and support, whether it's a friend or a family member who can allow us to empty our brains, or a life coach, a therapist, a medical professional, someone who can give us alternative, options to consider. Healthy mental health has nothing to do with happiness alone. It is how we ride the wave of life and not get so far off track that we can't find our way back. I am not happy every day. That is not my goal. It is to bend and flex to what life offers me and to use the tools that I have learned to maintain fulfillment, contentment, peace, and gratitude. I know all these tools. I work on them every single day. I spend a big portion of my day working on my own mental health to heal things, to learn new things, to reinforce things I've already learned. One of my biggest challenges I'm still working on is trying to control all the outcomes in the world. If I just vote for the right person, if I support the right person, if I say the right thing, do the right thing, my outcomes, my children's outcomes, that's a big one, my spouse's outcomes. I am still on a journey of acceptance and trust. And I've told myself, this is a marathon, not a sprint. But I have to tell you that I am surely enjoying my life so much more than I ever even knew was possible, even when tragedies happen, unspeakable things happen, annoyances happen. This is my hope and my prayer for anyone struggling. Maybe you're slightly struggling, or maybe you are severe. Please, please take a step forward to help yourself and all those that love you. Work on your mental health each and every day. It is the greatest work that each one of us can do to make the world a better place. All right, everyone, that is what I have for you. I always say this, but I wholeheartedly mean it. Thank you for listening. Thank you to my loyal followers. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you would please click that like button or share this video so I can reach more individuals with these emotional management tools, I would be so grateful. And if you really want to give me some more support, please subscribe to my channel. You'll get notifications as soon as I release new videos. And if you are someone that could use support, or you know someone that could maybe use support, please reach out to me at lifecoachingwithcarissa.com. I have many affordable options for support, and I also offer free 60-minute coaching sessions that has no further obligation to continue working with me. You would be surprised at what we can accomplish together in 60 minutes. My goal, my passion is to help people with their struggles of living and enjoying their lives. I am a living example that you can learn new tools and you can change your life for the better. Not perfect, for the better. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you in a couple weeks.